A simple solution, oral rehydration therapy.
Up until the 1980s, nearly 5 million children fell ill and died due to diarrhea annually. The children with diarrhea were dying from dehydration.
The treatment of cholera has been estimated to cost between $13,000 and $15,000 per case, including the symptoms of diarrhea and dehydration. Numerous previous treatment attempts have been unsuccessful in decreasing the prevalence of diarrhea-related deaths. For a long time, vaccinations were the first solution to third-world diarrheal diseases, but development and distribution is neither quick nor inexpensive. Because cholera has a low case fatality rate, it is sometimes not economically feasible to vaccinate an entire population.
Oral rehydration therapy is nothing more than a simple solution of salt, sugar, and water. This solution restores the electrolyte balance of patients suffering from numerous ailments that cause infectious diarrhea. The addition of glucose to a solution of water and sodium stimulates the absorption of the solution and accelerates the replenishment of sodium and water loss experienced during diarrheal episodes. The World Health Organization estimated that ORT currently saves more than 3 million lives every year from diarrheal diseases.
This best practice traces its origin to the 1960s when a team of U.S. Navy physicians experimented with ORT as a means to treat patients suffering from an outbreak of cholera in the Philippines. Cholera and other infectious diarrhea can easily bring about death in under a day. Before the advent of ORT in the 1960s, cholera claimed a case fatality rate of 60% in patients without any kind of medical intervention. The development of ORT has been heralded as one of the greatest medical interventions of the 20th century.
The World Health Organization, United Nations Children's Fund, and many non-governmental entities have all implemented this best practice to treat diarrhea. The WHO has defined ORT as low-tech, low-cost, high-impact innovation that can be administered by lay people. The cost of a packet of oral hydration solution in 2011 was only 24 cents.
Since its inception as a treatment option, the ORT formula has been improved through the reduction of sodium and glucose levels. This new solution, normally administered to children, has produced significant improvements on the already effective original formula and can even be provided to adults with some minor precautions.
ORT as a therapy has widely utilized in almost every region of the world to treat refugees in camps after natural disasters.
Many refugees consume contaminated drinking water where there is very little delineation between water sources for consumption, bathing, and sanitary purposes. ORT has been successful in the recent major natural disasters and in developing countries during endemics of cholera or infectious diarrhea. However, clean water is still required.
ORT was utilized by healthcare providers during the coordinated response to the cholera outbreak in Haiti in 2010. The case fatality rate of cholera during the first 48 hours of the epidemic was approximately 10%. However, the case fatality rate fell to 2% after the arrival of healthcare providers that administered ORT in conjunction with antibiotics. Another noteworthy application of ORT by another non-governmental agency occurred in Kenya in 2013. The NGO provided healthcare services in a remote region of Kenya with a population of 55,000 people. ORT expanded from its initial design as a treatment for intestinal ailments to serve as a general rehydration treatment in almost any setting.
Military healthcare providers recommend ORT to treat burn victims in a combat setting due to the relative ease of administration, the potential scarcity of medical resources, and the relative low risk of complications. Field settings limit triage efforts, available medical supplies, and create challenges of timely extrication of wounded soldiers. If ORT is employed, the cost savings per case averted is $1,600, and the cost per death averted is $16,800 in the federal healthcare system. Some estimate that if ORT is widely implemented internationally, these interventions and packages of care could prevent 54% of diarrhea and 51% of pneumonia deaths by 2025 at a cost of $3.8 billion.
Oral rehydration therapy has saved millions of lives since it was first used in the 1960s. It's been demonstrated to be cost-effective and be provided to people of any education level with simple instruction for mixing and repeated application. Our research contributes to the military health system by highlighting ORT as a best practice in preventing mortality from dehydration, vomiting, and diarrhea for patients in the MHS on the battlefield and humanitarian missions abroad.
Free created using Powtoon.